Oh boy. And Jacob Winby.
Text.
What's going on, everybody? Future Rail Productions here again. We're going to be reacting to The Last Signals. It's a Titanic independent film made by Thomas Linsky. He's the director of Titanic, Honor and Glory. I will leave a link down for his channel and his Titanic, Honor and Glory down in the description box. I'm here with my good friends. Say hi, everybody, one at a time, please.
So hello, everyone. It's Elenia Mallard 4468 here.
Apollo 51 Napa here again.
Jonathan Cordova 315.
And we're going to, well, of course, you already know what we're going to be reacting to. So, this...
Oh, yeah, and Jacob One's mic is still muted.
Right, yeah.
Who cares?
Well, yeah, but getting back to the point. So, The Last Signals is the story about Harold Bride and Jack Phillips, the wireless operators on board Titanic, and the ones who sent out the distress signals as the ship was going down. So this is going to be kind of emotional for us. I haven't watched it in full in a very long time. These guys, I don't think have ever seen it. You guys at least heard of it, right?
Yes, and
yeah, all right, yeah, but they've never seen it in full, so we're going to go ahead and react to that. This was actually at the Canadian Film Festival, I believe. So, let's just, go for it. Full screen.
Go for it.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Narration.
Goof it. No, I'm kidding. Don't. Please don't.
Cinemas in it.
I don't want to. Yeah, if we were going to sin it, we would have done it.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious of how we can do CinemaSyn stuff.
Mm-hmm.
First voyage really goes fine with reputation. I want to come home and cry. I thought that was why God put me on that ship. I was.
This is supposed to be after the events, or what?
It takes place after and during.
Oh. Just as a little heads up, I'm still gonna be on, but I'm gonna be away from my mic for probably a little bit. I'm gonna take a little breather.
All right.
In 10 minutes though.
All right.
Right there, the guy in the doorway there.
Yeah.
That's Tom Linsky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The director?
Yeah, he's the director. He's the director of the film and director of Titanic, Honor and Glory.
Actually, we're done. Very good. The order has been given for all the shore staying ashore. Wait, we're setting sail already. Sea trials, old chap. Time to stretch your legs. Appears you arrived just in time. I was afraid I'd have to cover your watch too. But that would have been terrible with the 24-hour service.
Hang on a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
What you're looking at is the most advanced form of Marconi telegraph communication there is.
And this is actually based on the photographs of Titanic. It's a Marconi wireless room. They recreated this entire thing in his mom's basement.
It's about time. I was expecting that a couple of hours ago. So you weren't even on the ship a couple of hours ago. You should have just known. Well, you have assistance for this, sir. I do.
Hello.
Your new job is to get me soup from now on. And I took the liberty of ordering you a tea.
Nice.
Feel free to have any of the ones I'm not in.
Jacob's not going to be joining us, guys.
That's fine.
Yes. Have any of the ones I'm not in.
So, did you hear what I said, Mallard? How this is,
The bottom one, then. Righto, you
This was.
Yeah, this whole set was built in his mom's basement based on the only known photograph of Titanic's wireless room.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Everything seems to be in order. There's only one way to find out.
Right. And now Jacob needs to talk to you.
This is the silent room back here. When the ship, it's actually soundproofed. So when the motors, when they warmed up, they were so loud. They actually were this room and that this guy is in. That the guy who's playing Bride is in. It was soundproofed, and so when the ship went down and all the hydrodynamic forces ripped through the ship, destroying the officers' quarters and was destroying what was left of the Marconi room, because of the room being soundproofed, it actually protected all the electronics on the other side of that wall. So it allowed us to collaborate what I'm trying to think what I was going to say. To what Harold Bride said, how they left at the very last minute, and they turned the power off to the set. He would have pulled the lever down, and that's how it happened.
Isn't he the director of the White Star Line? Yes. Now here you won't just be joining us on the sea trials, but also as a passenger on the maiden voyage. Well, how do you know this? He makes a point to sail on all White Star Line steamers' maiden voyages. Perhaps we'll get a good tip.
Well, maiden voyage. I should say first and only voyage. Am I right? Yeah. No,
yeah.
That's some crude humor. You shouldn't do that. So, what do you guys think of the set design so far?
That is
pretty good.
They definitely did a really good job with it.
Yeah. This was actually filmed in the Titanic Museum in like Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, or something like that. They have a replica grand staircase.
Jeez.
Because you see the hand railings there, the metal ones. Those would not have been on the ship. It would have just been the wooden hand railings.
Yeah.
It's April 11th at this point in the morning, so it's like 1:57 in the morning. And this is basically how they would have sent out telegraphs, received them, wrote them down, shoved them in these tubes, and those brass bars at the top there.
Oh yeah, it's like a suction.
Yeah, that'll go up to the purser's office or the bridge, and that'll let people know, what they need,
Happy birthday, John!
Yeah.
You're 25.
Hey, that's how old I am.
You're just 6. I was only trying to break the ice, John.
Break the ice!
Yeah.
April 13th, 1912, late in the evening. So what happened when the ship was sailing? The wireless actually shorted out. So they actually weren't transmitting. So what Phillips did, he went into the silent room, tore the whole thing apart, even though the Marconi manual says you're not supposed to, and switched to the emergency set. He decided to rip open this, motors and all that, and he did successfully, and he fixed the sparks successfully, and then he was able to use the main set. And so if he had just listened to regulation, the Titanic would have been only able to send out signals about 50 miles, just in Carpathia was just outside that range of the emergency set, and they might not have contacted her and saved as many as they did.
Yeah.
Harold, wake up. It's your shift. Already? Yes, come on, boy.
Where's Apollo? Why hasn't he come back yet? I mean,
He said he was
AFK for a while.
yeah. Hopefully he's not going to be gone for too long. We're getting closer to the sinking.
Just give it time. This video is almost a freaking hour.
Yeah.
You guys hear that?
Train whistle,
Oh,
yeah.
there we go. Hear what the?
Train whistle, don't play anything. Don't play any train whistles.
What?
No, you didn't hear it?
Yeah, train whistle. Yeah, this is what I was telling you about. This thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Jacob's just going to be watching the movie. He's not even going to be part of it.
Yeah. So there was a short. There was
but what I just did is I fired 3 blanks of my airsoft pistol at the microphone.
Oh. I thought I heard a train whistle. That's what I heard.
Nah.
But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, this thing right here, that had a short in it, like one of the wire casings melted, And they basically spent all night and early in the next morning trying to fix that coil. And then they got it fixed, early in the morning. And then there was a backlog of messages because they couldn't transmit.
No, the 2 hours when we had this are in. No, I mean, we're probably going to be reprimanded for fixing the machine.
So is it fixed now?
Yeah, it's fixed now.
I ain't going to switch over to emergency setup just over some silly malfunction. Besides, we get this.
One thing I will say is I always like it when directors actually like star in their films. Like Clint Eastwood or whatever.
Yeah.
I always like that.
I have to admit, Tom, he definitely pulls off a really good Jack Phillips.
Yeah.
Are there any fisticuffs in this movie?
What?
Like, a sucker punch and then a brawl or something?
In other words, a fight.
Yeah, there's a fight. Paula, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, sweet. I didn't realize you were back. You made it just in time for reaching the collision with the iceberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you look at the time. It's 10:40.
Wait, what was the day of what day of the week was it that they crashed?
Sunday at 11:40 p.m. Ship's time.
Wait, let's see if I can do it. Hang on. Date, Sunday, April 14th, 1912, 10:40 p.m. The Titanic sank. Maybe I could go back and save it. Sorry, I tried to do a Doc Brown thing.
No, that actually was pretty good. But that was pretty good. That's the Californian breaching in.
I was trying to, with that little bit, I was trying to make it to where in Back to the Future 3, when Doc Brown, audio records...
11:40 was when it struck.
You're jamming my signals.
Wait for it.
Busy. I am working, Cape.
Did they already hit?
No, they don't strike to 11:40. This is 10:50. It's either 10. I think it's 10:40 or 10:50. Let me pause and rewind real quick.
It was 10:50.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, 10:50.
So one thing I was trying to do was
I know, I heard, I understood. So
it was a reference to Back to the Future 3.
Yes, I'm well aware. I heard, but what they did with the signals here, basically the Californian. Let me pause this real quick. Californian was sailing the same direction as Titanic westward, I think. I might be wrong. And they were warning Titanic of an ice field, but the operator on Californian, did it informally. Like, he's like, say, old man, we've, been stopped by ice and, we're sitting for the night. And because they're literally right on top of Titanic, they're literally just moved into range of Cape Race, Newfoundland, which is kind of a international listening station, I guess you could say. So they're sending signals to Cape Race, and they're transmitting all the backlog of messages from let's like say, oh, we did this and this and this today, honey. We'll be in New York by the the week's end or something like that, by Wednesday. And they would write the telegraph out, go to the purser's office. It would be sent to the telegraph. The telegraphers would send it through the telegraph, and that would be transmitted to Cape Race, and then it would go to wherever they need to go. But since they just moved into range, they can barely hear Cape Race because it's so far away. But since the Californian is right on top of them, they basically, he's got, like, Jack has his headphones up to full volume just to hear the signal. And then you have this other tone, the Californian, come beep, 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 right in his ear. And so it was a rude wake-up call. And basically, he replied back, shut up, I'm working Cape Race. And, you're jamming my signals, working Cape Race. And then basically, at that point, the Californian's operator, Cyril Evans, I remembered his name, he shuts off his wireless because it's his end of his shift. And there's only one operator on the telegraph, which is him. And he shuts off his set. And so now the ship is turned off to the outside world. So at this point, Titanic is cut off from the nearest ship. So had Cyril turned his telegraph back on during the sinking, he probably would have known Titanic was sinking and then told the captain they would have come to the rescue because they were closer than Carpathia. But we don't know if it was the Californian or not.
Right. Let's keep it rolling.
All right. But there, see, 10:50, and we pan around. Look at the time.
11:40 p.m.
And the water in the glass shook because of the collision.
Oh yeah, depending on the deck, I think 11:55 p.m.
Yeah.
I think depending on the deck,
You would have felt it.
the impact was a little more rough than other spots.
Right. If you were on the lowest deck, if you were steerage in the bow, you would have felt it.
But up on A deck or whatever, you wouldn't have felt a thing.
It would have been just a slight, like a slight rhythm, a rumble of a different rhythm. And then if you were on lower decks, such as D deck, you would have felt a slight rocking motion. And then if you were on the lowest deck, you would be like, it'd be like that.
Yeah, pretty
Everything would be shaking. Just like in the movie with Fabrizio. He's in the wireless room, and he's in his bunk, and the whole thing starts rattling. And I chipped my nail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
John, was that you? John, you look knackered.
I'm not knackered. I feel as though I could lift the house right now. Oh, not really. Not at all. I mean, I'm just tired. I mean, I'm not tired.
Yeah, you look tired.
Honestly, you sure? You mean you want to stay awake for another 40 hours?
I got a couple hours of sleep now.
Yes. I'll look at the machines you out like a light.
Not long enough.
It's never long enough. Captain Smith.
We struck an iceberg, and I'm having an inspection made to see what damage has been done to us. You'd better get ready to send out the call for help, but don't do it until I tell you.
Do.
Don't. This is serious. Don't make any jokes out of it.
Sorry, it was another moment I couldn't pass up.
All right.
I suppose I'll stay a bit longer and find out what's happening.
Now, I think what was it? There was an original distress code. I think it was like CQD or something like that they would send out.
CQD.
And then they switched it to SOS.
Yeah, they did CQD at first, and then they used SOS. Which...
What did CQD stand for?
It was the International Call for Help at the time.
I'm looking at that glass and seeing if anything's going to happen.
Send a call for assistance.
Hello.
The regulation international.
Wade Smith poked his head out the door.
Oh, wait.
Regular International Call for Help, the CQD.
And then they changed it to SOS for a more urgent call.
I guess they decided to try it. I mean, it wasn't the first ship to use SOS by any means. It was one of the first ships to use it, but it wasn't the first ship to use it.
True.
Everyone else still here?
Let me take the key.
I'm here yet.
All right.
I know we're recording, but I can post this to the Reactor on my channel if you'd like, Chris.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to do it here for a sneak peek, because I need content for the next 2 weeks before I head to California.
What message are you sending?
Oh, okay.
CQD, sir. Send SOS. It's a new call. Might be our last chance to use it.
We've been struck amidst.
The way they're smiling, it's like, ooh, it's all new and flashy.
All right, out. Our position. Notify me of any response.
Is it just me, or does Captain Smith seem to talk with a mid-Atlantic accent? He seems to talk like he's America and then he's British.
That's how that's like the accent of the time era.
Mid-Atlantic?
Transatlantic is what it's called.
That was mid, but whatever.
I'll tell the captain we made contact. Sir, we made contact with the German ship. It's the Frankfurt. She's following the captain with our position.
And look at Smith. He's just like staring off blankly. He knows the ship is sinking.
Yep.
He knows it's going to the bottom.
Something tells me at least one of us is going to need tissue boxes before it's all over.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to need it.
I forgot my pants.
No, his shoes.
Who cares? Oh, well, yeah, you're going to need your shoes.
Look,
Why? Look, it's tilted.
the floor's tilted.
Is anyone else picking this
That's
up?
not good.
If they are, well, I can't hear them.
He can tell that the floor is starting to tilt.
Hmm.
You need to take the apparatus. I'll manage.
Now, did both these guys make it out?
You'll just have to wait to see.
Captain wants to know what's wrong. Right, I'm sick and tired of these German operators. They don't speak English, and I'm stuck translating every message. Language barrier, there's just one too many complications to deal with right now. Now, Vida's sing.
Wiedersehen.
What's the cause of this list then? It's just the flooding up front, but we have those volatile bulkheads. We take 4 without any serious complications. And well, we've damaged 2, 3. We'll be fine.
No, you
I
won't.
think
You've damaged
I think that I
6.
noticed a little bit. I don't know if Jacob's still listening at least, but he does message the chat room here while we're watching.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And all he said was LOL.
Yeah, he knows because I told him if you're not going to be active, don't bother.
Here.
Here, Carpathia.
Oh, that's the Carpathia room?
Yep. Funny thing is, it's actually the same room.
Yeah,
They filmed the
you can tell.
Carpathia and the Titanic's room in the same room.
Well, what would you expect? It's a fan movie. They didn't have the budget or whatever.
Yeah, behind that wall there is actually the old silent room, and they just sealed it off.
Now, was it the Carpathia that saved the Titanic passengers?
Yes.
Yes.
And that was the White Star Line's rival, the
Cunard.
Cunard Line.
Cunard, yep.
I have another one. It's the Carpathia. The Carpathia. Do you know Cape Cod is sending a batch? Holy hell.
Can you imagine what it would have been like if this was a couple decades ahead and they had like microphones and stuff instead of having to use Morse?
Yeah.
It's
It's so
CQD, old man. Position 41, 44 north, 50, 24 west.
And you can see Phillips is starting to get stressed the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's-
I wonder why.
Well, 1, he's sleep deprived. 2, the ship is sinking out from underneath it. He may not know it yet, but that room is going to be filled with water.
As they flooded out.
Shit.
Anyone who you make contact with, that our true position is 4146
Listen to what he says.
5014 west. And the shipbuilder has just confirmed it. We are sinking by the head.
We're thinking what?
Sinking by the head, by the bow.
Carpathia has returned. Putting about and heading for you. Opposition 4110 north.
How many miles away was Carpathia when this happened?
58 miles, and the emergency telegraph only puts out 50.
So they got lucky, basically.
No,
Yeah. No,
no.
they didn't get lucky. No.
I
This
think
Carpathia-
either. I think the emergency set puts out about 50 or 55. And look at Captain. He's just like,
Carpathia's making way towards the 16 knots. She's pressing
Exactly, just like, fuck.
Yes, they're going full. The Carpathia is trying to catch up as fast as they can because they're at full speed for them on the Carpathia
listen,
to come get them.
you can hear the ship starting to groan.
Should be here
Oh shit, that's not good.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Did the light flicker?
No, it's just people walking through the corridor, I think.
Uh,
Mount Temple's making her way towards us.
something tells me the fight's about to begin.
Gonna make it in time, John.
I made contact with the Frankfurt again and explained our situation. He's informing his captain.
I look like a fool. I'll go and change.
But you can hear the metal starting to come. It's grunting under the strain.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Mhm.
What do you think so far, Mallard?
It's actually really interesting.
Signal.
What?
The Olympic.
This is actually really interesting.
Oh.
Kind of eerie, don't you think? Considering she is our sister ship and all.
Olympic contacted her, so she's on her way.
So how many ships were en route to Titanic's spot?
Think about 10 total, but in all of them, Carpathia was the closest.
Mm.
Or
Let's see,
yeah.
in terms of like, let's see, I'm hearing, I'm trying to think of how far Carpathia would be when she got the contact
58 miles. 58 miles.
I'm trying to put that into land perspective. That'd be like from from Oceanside, right below Camp Pendleton, to about, I want to say about like Anaheim or something like that.
No, well, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're not on the freeway.
I'd say maybe. No, that's probably. No, never mind.
Look at his face. He's like, oh my god, he looks pissed.
He turned off the power.
To meet us. What the bloody hell? Would we really steer down to meet them if we're bloody sinking? It's not the full how dense he is. Just forget it. We are putting women off in the boat.
You can see he's starting to panic, even though it's like he's starting to twitch, like he's freaking the fuck out on the inside. He's on the verge of a mental break.
Yeah.
Women and children in the boats cannot last much longer.
The guy behind him looks like he's ready to deck him.
Sending the message to the bridge. Calm down, you should know that. They're not responding, Howard. It's not my fault. Never said it was.
The bulkheads are failing. The water is flooding the engine rooms. Generators may fail you at any time.
How long do we have?
Yep, he knows.
Minutes.
Doesn't say much, but damn.
You can hear the ship starting to groan even louder. And he's just still sitting there, working the key, listening for it. Yep. There's your port lift. There's your forward lift.
About the weather. Clear and calm. I know that. I'm losing spark. Don't worry, I've got it.
And they were fighting. They were fighting to keep a lot of power until the end.
Batteries are prepared. I'll grab some candles.
Whose mic is that?
What?
It's going.
Not me.
Not me.
Oh.
Can't be Jacobs.
You two, that's
It's muted, yeah,
He's
no.
unconscious.
Oh, he looks. Oh my god, he looked like a what?
That's like a Luger.
He looked like a Nazi.
No.
Did he just shoot a woman?
No, she's
What?
unconscious. She got knocked out somehow.
Oh, probably from all the trampling and stuff.
Yeah.
Engine room getting flooded. We'll be down soon. I'll get our things.
I wonder when
How far,
the guy
how far
comes
in
up.
are we?
What?
Sorry I snapped at you earlier.
How far in the movie are we? I'm just curious.
Don't worry about it, John.
24 minutes in.
About halfway.
Yeah, halfway. Just
I wonder when that guy comes upstairs from the fire room.
just a little over halfway.
Yeah. I wonder when that guy comes up the stairs and they start fighting.
I never said that.
No, I'm saying the one from the fire room, the one that shovels the coal.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious how far in it is until he comes up.
Who's the lady? Just the lady?
Yeah, that's the lady.
Just a lady.
A lady, just a random lady.
That he helped. That's nice.
Yeah.
Anything I can get for you.
Water. I need water.
This is some pretty crude life jackets from back then.
Yeah,
Oh, heck yeah.
if I remember correctly, what's inside the
Talking to? Baltic. She's rushing this way. Carpathia is still a couple hours off. We don't have a couple of hours. Order's probably just downstairs by now. I'll stop that. You're not going to make me go any faster.
what's funny about the life jackets? They're actually little squares of cork inside the big gigantic bit pieces, whatever those are called.
The
Yeah.
vest itself.
Yeah, the vest itself. They're big gigantic piles of cork.
Did I just see a goof that his life jacket disappeared?
No, his life jacket's on, I think.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Oh. Hey, that's hey, did you see that?
What?
Right there. That's Tom Linsky.
Wait, what?
That's Tom Linsky right there. That's Jack Phillips'. That's Tom Linsky, the director of the film. He's playing a man passenger and Jack Phillips. See, you can see it, you can saw it right there, but.
A deck is going under now. We need to clear out. Didn't you hear me? The water's 8 feet below us.
Tom, as quickly as possible. Old man, engine room, flooding up.
145.
And that's the last legible signal heard by Carpathia.
She's coming about now.
Come on, we have to go.
I'm losing my spark.
I doubt the spark's even carrying through anymore.
You can hear her tone just.
John, snap out of it. We'll be wet through in a few moments. Now put your shoes on.
You can hear her spark just slowly going out. It's basically her death rattle. You're just hearing her die slowly, and like just imagine a person on.
Do no more. Abandon your cabin. Now it's every man for himself.
I'll wait.
Now look out for yourselves. I release you. That's the way of it at this kind of time.
So just imagine somebody's gurgling on their own blood. That's Titanic's death rattle.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
The power's gone. You probably only have transmitting. What are you sending?
We'll go and adjust the spark.
They're not getting anything.
Wait, never. I'm not gonna spoil it.
John Phillips, wake up. We'll be in the water soon.
He's just focused.
We'll get our stuff together.
He's just trying to, you know. He's just trying to keep the. Yep, here you go.
What are you doing? John, get him off. Get your body out. Get off me.
Go!
I won't let you die in one will see this death.
Dead.
Dead at the
He
door.
looks like he's furious even though he's dead.
And he's still trying to send the spark.
Oh my God! Stop, John! Stop! Seriously, didn't the whoever that was look like he was really pissed when he died?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. What?
I remember as a kid, whenever I would see something like that, whether it was a zombie or an enemy, whoever,
Yeah.
sometimes they would look like they were absolutely furious that they got killed.
Yeah.
Is that blood or is that chocolate syrup?
Probably both.
Yeah.
It's probably fake blood.
Yeah, they always do fake blood in the movies.
Yep. Come on, John. Harold, just deck him already. Snap him out of it.
2:15.
Oh my God, they have 5 freaking minutes.
Yep.
Water's coming.
But at least they stayed to the very end.
That's true.
They were not going to give up so quickly.
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, I give John a lot of credit for that. Well, the John in the movie, you know what I mean. But
The real John did it. Yeah.
what? There's water, dumbass.
There you go. Splash water on his face. That's an idea.
Well, you could just pick him up from the floor.
Hershey's. Did you see on the shelf? There's a Hershey's box. Hershey's.
Yeah, John, it's time to go. Or take a leak.
Just take a leak as the water's coming in. Yeah.
What the?
They get separated?
Yep.
That's not good.
He didn't know he already
He
left.
actually trips on the ladder and breaks his ankle.
Ow, that sucks.
So he stays behind. There goes a spark.
Yep.
Okay, that's making me think of the Tower of Terror movie with the sparking blah blah.
Yeah.
But like I said, when it was just John and I, we were watching the Titanic sink in real time.
Yeah.
It's like the Tower of Terror, but yes, there is death involved. Oh shit, that's scary.
Yeah.
Run! John's like completely out of it. What the heck?
Yeah, he's not realizing, like, his brain's not comprehending the situation.
Where is he?
You remember when I told you that Phillips gets actually trapped underneath the lifeboat? This is the lifeboat that he gets trapped under.
Yeah, I remember he gets also when it does hit the water,
It floats
he doesn't
off. Yeah.
drown. I remember him like in a testimony, he had grabbed a oarlock to keep himself from drowning, and then he hoisted himself up from underneath.
Yeah.
So right now, what's going on? I think is the boat's sliding down,
Right.
and then Harold's gonna go under.
Right.
He'll grab
the
the
boat. The
oarlock.
boat's on the deck essentially, and there's an air
Right.
pocket underneath the boat, which is he's in, until that rope that he's held on to is actually tied to the ship. So he's going to be pulled under. Yep.
Is that the Titanic?
Yeah.
That's scary.
I know.
There you go. Did he free himself?
That's even scarier.
Yeah, the fact that you see someone inside there, the pressure's gonna kill you.
Yep.
What's even more scary is if you're too close to that.
Yeah.
Oh, is it 2D now? Oh, never mind. What's even scarier is when you're knowing the people that are too close to it or whatever, that
Yep.
get sucked down with it.
And this is the boat that was upside down that he got, the one that fell on top of him. This is the boat that he got. Yeah, this is the boat that,
Is that John?
no,
Or who pushed the
I don't
crazy
know.
guy off?
I don't know. This is the boat that, he was underneath. That,
Yeah, now he's on top of it.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I guess he's dead.
yeah. Somebody sat on his ankle. It's broken.
Ugh.
And he actually was wading in the water, and he got frostbite on his toes.
They're just throwing corpses off now.
Yep.
That's sad. Lights went out.
Yep. Mallard, you still here?
Yep.
Just making sure.
And there it goes.
You here, Jonathan?
Yeah, I'm still here. Don't worry.
All right. Because you're all silent. You're not really reacting to anything. You're just like,
I'm watching. I'm trying to
oh, okay.
understand it a little bit closer, so that's why I'm analyzing it.
Right.
Yeah, kind of same here. I mean, there's certain things I want to say.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like something you would see in real life. Yeah, it looks like Burt Lancaster.
Carpathia.
Coming in. And then, yeah.
Yep. And wait, she was a single stack, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Carpathia was always a single stack.
Seriously, doesn't that officer there look a little like Burt Lancaster?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But at least they got rescued, and that's all that matters.
And he's asleep.
But look, do you notice that's the other guy?
It was
Is that
Phillips.
John?
Yeah, it was John.
Yeah, that's him.
He's
got
not
off.
dead. Is
What?
he dead? Or
Yeah.
asleep?
He's dead.
Oh, yeah, that's right, he's dead. That's right, he died.
One
What,
of
he
the,
got cremated to death?
well,
No, he's not
one of the
dead.
testimonies is he was pulled in the boat and he was alive, and then Bride was like holding him or something like that, and he was, you know, here, just I'll let this.
Did you see John? He was on the lifeboat.
We're buried him at sea. I'm down, son. Lily, give him something to calm him down.
When in doubt, get the rum.
Why is the rum gone?
Yeah, we're trying to calm everybody that's from the Titanic down.
Okay, get the Jack Daniels.
Yeah. But as I was saying,
So these two guys are friends?
yes. But
But they're working for rival companies, which is kind of funny.
yeah. Well, no, they actually separately. They were
Are they cousins or something?
no, they're friends, but they're not high. They are Marconi operators. They were hired out, but from Marconi. So they work for Marconi, but I think they're being paid by the White Star Line technically. So they're not technically White Star Line employees. They're Marconi employees.
Uh-huh.
Which Marconi owns the Telegraph.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. He's letting them at least help, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Picking up where John left off.
Yeah. On a different ship. But the theory is that, well, one of the testimonies, I'm not sure whose testimony it was, or if it was Bride's, or if this is just random rumors, but the rumor was that Phillips did make it into a lifeboat, and Bride was holding him, and it's like, "Hey, Phillips, we did it!" And he's like, "Yay," or something like that, and then he dies in his arms or something. Because
is that a burrito? Looks like a burrito.
It was probably some sort of 1912 food, but yeah, that's the rumor, at least, that he died in the lifeboat, knowing that
He was dead.
yeah, knowing that the distress calls went through,
Mm-hmm.
and
And then, who is the officer that got stuck on the grate and still lived?
Lightaller,
I told her, yeah.
because he was
He
sucked,
got stuck on the grate and
yeah,
he still lived.
he was sucked on the grate, and then cold seawater got to the boilers. I guess the boilers ruptured, and the exhausting heat from those boilers forced him up and away from the ship.
Yeah.
And then he
I
got,
can-
and then he was on the upside down lifeboat that Bride was on.
I can see him, like Toller, at one time being super scared, but at the same time being like, whee!
Right, look, watch this.
Who dat?
That's Marconi. That's Marconi. That's the Marconi.
The guy that built
that
the
invented
systems?
the Marconi wireless. Yeah, he met Bride.
Wow. Hey, we're in New York now.
Yeah.
You thought that maybe you were on the Titanic for another reason. There's no one else who would have handled that situation exactly how you did. Who knows how many people would have been able to handle it. Everyone who survived was safe because you and John got off all of the...
Out of the, what was the total number of passengers again? I forgot.
2,200, 1,496 perished, 705 between 705 and 708 survived. It should say at the end here.
I mean, they were traumatized for life.
Only 705.
Yeah.
All those who were saved were so because of those two.
Yep.
Heck
If not
yeah.
for their efforts to call for help, even the fate of those in the lifeboat would have been uncertain.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Let's see. Pause it.
Hold on.
John. Okay.
There.
John Phillips.
George Phillips, yeah.
George
City.
Phillips.
Wait a minute. How old was John when? Well, how old was he when he died?
Look, April 11th, April 15th, he would have just turned. Do the math. It's 1912 he died. 1887 he was born in.
1887. Holy shit! He was only almost 30.
Oh.
I think he was 25.
Yeah, I think they said that in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, that's scary. That he died basically at my age.
And mine.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
And then
then
changes to the actual photographs of them.
Those are the real people right there.
Yep.
Not pretty accurate. Let's see, 1890 to 1956. That's pretty good.
What do you guys think?
That was good.
Yeah, that was.
Individual responses.
Well, I mean, you hear about all the different theories and the different ideas of what, how the Titanic thing, but we don't get to see, like, this shows the heroes of the Titanic. Sure, under half of the actual, people lived or whatever.
Yeah.
But regardless, the fact that Bride and, Phillips were able to keep the wireless working, even though, Phillips was blitzed out of his freaking mind. It was pretty deep. I liked it. I still like the fact that one guy got beamed in the head with a candlestick.
Yeah.
Clue much?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this guy right here. That guy right there. He's been to the wreck site.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The candlestick thing. Yeah, he was murdered to death with a candlestick in the wireless room.
Pretty much.
Who did it?
Yeah.
So,
Mallard, what about you?
That was just outright amazing, and the attention to detail, just the history, the depth of all this that it just goes into. It's just unbelievable, and it's something that's just I don't have any more. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Mallard, I mean, I didn't really get. I mean, I did get a little, my lip, my lip quivered a little bit at some scenes. Sounds like you need the tissues the most, dude.
Oh, heck yeah.
Here's my eyes.
Jonathan, what about you?
I thought it was actually interesting and right to the point of how they really did fight to keep Titanic going, and even with the wireless signal being as iffy, even trying to keep it going, was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I like to follow up. Oh, go ahead.
And he was even in there trying to increase power.
Even though the power keeps dropping, they try their best to keep it going.
Everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of want Jacob to type in like a brief summary in the chat box of what he thought. I don't know if he's here.
I don't think he will, because he was real interesting. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I bet Jacob would be on the boat, no pun intended, on the boat with us and saying that this is a pretty powerful fan movie.
Yeah. I will say this. It's definitely well worth the 40 minutes to watch, just to sit back and watch. Yep, Jacob says, "Oh my God, that was a good movie." Yep, there you go. Thank you, Jacob. But
yeah, Jacob says, "OMG, that was a good movie."
Don't worry, dude, I already caught it.
Yeah.
So I agree that the Titanic story, you hear stories about the passengers, but you rarely hear any stories about the crew in any decent format. Because all you got is the testimony, and even then, people's, the crew members and all that, remember something. Oh, that happened in the night, and they testify once, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember. I forgot to add this in my testimony from the first time. This yada yada thing happened." You know, and
Yeah.
it's not always 100% true. We don't, because the night
Yeah,
was
I mean,
the night was so
I think one of-
tragic. You just don't know what was reality and what was fiction.
Right, and I think one of the officers, Chris, I can't remember which one. It might have been, I can't remember his name. He said it when the ship broke or something. Like, this is like an example. When the ship broke, the bow popped up out of the water for a
Oh, you
split
mean
second.
Jack Thayer? You mean Jack Thayer?
Yeah,
He was a
Thayer
passenger.
said that the bow popped up, and that's debatable. Yeah, well, in a way, that's debunked because when the bow fell, it streamlined down to where it hit, and then the stern stayed up for a little bit.
Right, and we know. I mean, because you keep in mind, your that's a whole nother can of worms we can get into later. I mean, we don't need to discuss it, but just seeing the story behind Jack Phillips and Harold Bride, it's definitely awe-inspiring, and basically shows us that put in distressful situations, we don't know what we would do, and we looking back on it, we don't know if we were put in that situation. We don't know if we could have done any better than they did. They did the best what they were given in that given moment in space and time.
Honestly, my necrophobia would be kicking in at that point.
What is that?
Fear of dying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that fear would keep you alive for an hour and a half.
Yeah, probably.
Like a rescue didn't arrive for another hour and 40 minutes, I think, after the ship went under. So you would be sitting in the water, swimming for your life, trying not to die for an hour and 40 minutes.
The sheer adrenaline from the fear would keep me afloat for a little bit longer. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Because the water was 28 degrees. It's debatable. We just don't know. Honestly, it just gives us a look. This fan documentary, historical documentary, gives us a look into basically what they did and what we can do when we're put in a situation like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's always good. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If there's a disaster, then like what Bride and
if there's a disaster, you have that one choice that Jack Phillips made.
Stay at the radio even if people give you shit.
Right. Or either stay or run. Well, basically either run like hell and never come back,
or swim like hell,
or you stay and you help as many people as you can.
I'd probably try, if I were in either of those situations, I would try to help out as many people into the lifeboats, where it would be over 50% or whatever, even if it meant shoving them a little bit off the deck while the boat was going down.
Yeah, I mean, you probably break a few necks.
Right, and then join Harold Bride and John Phillips in that last lifeboat. I'd be probably one of those people to be like, get in the...
they didn't get off in the lifeboat.
Get in the fucking boat, mate. You're gonna die.
Yeah, they didn't get in a boat, so.
But yeah, I mean, and who's the director of this?
Tom Linsky. He's the guy that's creating Titanic: Honor and Glory.
Okay, Let's see. Jacob's like, lol, Apollo. Hey, come on, Jacob. If I were in those officers' positions, I'd get as many people into those boats. You know what I think? You know what I think would be a decent sequel of sorts if the director decided to do it? Hindenburg.
Oh, God.
Well, think about it. They were able to get 2/3 of those people out alive.
True.
So, again, it's a similar situation to the Titanic. Obviously, a lot less people.
Yeah. I mean, that would be interesting, but I don't know. With all the racism and all that's been spreading around, I feel like doing it now would be kind of a bad thing to do. Because, if you did it now, you can bet there'd be some sort of backlash just for using the Nazi symbol just to, demonstrate a historical drama.
Well, if you remember Steven Spielberg, he would typically use the Nazis in some of his movies, and he always said this: when you use the Nazis as the bad guy, it's like using the Monopoly get out of jail free card, because you expect them to be the bad guy.
Oh. Well, I meant from the extreme as the people that do Black Lives Matters and Gay Lives Matters people, those kind of guys.
Yeah. But anyway.
But anyways,
Again,
I hope you
I'm glad-
guys enjoyed that reaction. It was fun to watch. We might do the real-time syncing if these guys are up for it. You know,
Maybe.
sitting on our ass for 2 hours and 40 minutes to watch a ship slowly
Yeah, I
sink.
know. I think we should do that a
I'm
different day.
available. I'm available for that. I'm actually available for that anytime tomorrow or Wednesday. So
Well,
Yeah, I
if
am
you guys
too.
if you guys want to do it, I'm all for
I'll
it.
have my lunch and my dinner ready. I'll have my popcorn and my soda. I'll be ready. Okay.
I'll get out the beer because
We
it's gonna
could
be
make
hard to say
popcorn
goodbye.
for that one.
I'll get out the beer so it's gonna be hard to say goodbye. I think we should probably live stream it too.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we need to get like Ahab Bears and Texas Train Fan involved.
Yeah, let's try to do that. I'll have to break out the Jim Beam because it's gonna be sad. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been Future Rail Productions, and this has been, guys. You want to outro yourselves?
I'm Apollo 51 Napa. It's been fun, slightly emotional, but a very powerful movie to watch.
This is
Right, Mallard here. That was rather intriguing, but nonetheless, thanks for watching, guys.
And this is Jonathan Cordova saying good and right to the point. Signing off.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.